Our next induction will be made by a rising senior who was a significant contributor to our tennis team this past spring, winning team MVP. He will also captain next year's squad. Could I ask Omar Santoyo to please join me on stage? Omar, come on up.
Hi, my name is Omar Santoyo. It is my privilege to present the 1984 boys tennis team for induction into the Hall of Fame. To say that the 1984 boys tennis team had a special season would be an understatement. Led by legendary teacher and coach Jack Doc Gow and a strong group of returners, the team entered the season with high expectations, but it is safe to say that they exceeded them. The team of 7 included a small, gifted group of upper and lower classmen led by returner Michael Marchband and postgraduate Bob Laubert, who would be named the team's MVP at the conclusion of the season. Other team members included Barry Wadsworth, class of '88, Paul Hart Smythe, class of '85, and Anuwat Nivat Vongs, class of '85, Todd Cliver, class of '86, and Ajoy Chakrabarty, class of '86. The team won in every conceivable way that spring, including decisive wins over Worcester, Vermont, and Western Mass Power, Longmeadow, and 4 thrilling 5-4 match victories over Pomfret, Berkshire, Avon, and Mount Hermon. Arguably, the highlight of the season was a 7-2 drubbing of a historically strong Deerfield team. While record keeping gets a little spotty, the further you go back in Wilson athletic history, the records we do have indicate that the 1984 boys tennis team may very well be the only undefeated boys tennis team in the 115 years that tennis has been offered at Wilson. Without question, the 1984 boys tennis team was a very special season. Could I ask all members of the 1984 boys tennis team who are present to please join us on stage to receive your awards.
Everybody just look over here. Oh, sorry. Oh. Yeah, sorry. Okay, here we go. That's all good. All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm standing here. I feel like EB is going to tell me to move any minute. Yes, thank you. This is a huge honor on behalf of the team and myself, everyone. Yes, the 1984 season was something special. And probably the biggest thing that I take away from it is not just the players and Doc Gow as a coach. It's just that this team really stood for and represented everything I think about when I think about Williston. We had, as noted, kids who were 8th graders all the way through PGs. We were of bit different backgrounds, different races, different states, different countries, you name it, we were all different. But when we got out there on the court, we were a team. And I know that the only thing we hated more than practicing, as Doc can attest, is we hated to lose. I have never played with a more competitive group of guys on any given day than these gentlemen. It was just something super special. As noted, couple of good stories. Yes, that Deerfield win was special. We beat Deerfield 7-2 at Deerfield. I'll never forget, it was snowing. It was snowing that day and we played on clay and the clay had frozen solid and I was wearing this sweatsuit and I went to go get a volley, and it ripped, like I ripped the knee of the sweatpants because it was like playing on sandpaper. But the best story of that was the Deerfield coach going to Doc Gow and saying, "Doc, why didn't you tell me you guys were this good? I would have had different people out here." I guess he gave a couple of guys the day off because he thought it was going to be a walk. And then Paul and I were also remarking, we played Long Meadow that year, Long Meadow perennial state champion. We beat them 9-0. And that was intense. The other thing is Todd and Bob, who are both up here, played some of the most epic doubles matches I can recall ever seen at Williston. One in particular, Northfield Mount Herman, came down to the final match. We were playing away. The courts were lined all the way around with Northfield students cheering against us because everyone knew we were undefeated. And we pulled it out. And on any given day, any one of these gentlemen who were on this team would pulled out a victory for us at some point in the season. So everyone rose to the occasion. So with that, I'd just like to say thank you again to Mark Conroy and the Hall of Fame committee for selecting us. It was truly a special year, and it's really special to be up here 40 years later to celebrate it. Thank you very much.
First, I want to say to Bob, the campus looks spectacular. Beautiful. And Mark, under your tutelage, the athletics program has been unbelievable. It's my impression that coaches are inveterate optimists. Anticipating any season, we tend to reflect on returning players, always with that highlight viewpoint, and in doing so, tend to inflate what we remember. We also then consider the new prospects, and we base that on reports and often just hearsay, but we create in our minds a grandiose expectation of their contribution. So even before the first practice, we have this dream team in our minds. But I won't pretend to remember that I remember the mindset I had before the 1984 season. I certainly know that I was optimistic and excited. We definitely had a solid base of returnees, young, old, some good talent. I remember them as strong. And then we had Barry Wadsworth, who was an 8th grader, unknown to me, but came to us with lots of information about him being a superb tennis player. But no way did I go into the season expecting an undefeated season. That would have been unrealistic. But what an inspired group we had. Barry ended up playing number 1, Bob Lober, number 2, and then an incredibly supportive task being played by Todd Kaliver, Mike Marchand, Paul Smith, Adroy Chakrabarty, and Narvaran. As Mike said, a diverse group of people, but an incredible team effort, and people who went on that court match after match, expecting to win, determined to win. And I think we left opponents bewildered and disappointed that we were as strong as we were. This was a group of youthful adolescents who went on the court with a mission, with both physical and mental tenacity of winners. They were out there one-on-one, sometimes doubles too, but they were not going to be denied. And I remember it's a whole lot more fun to ride home in the bus as winners, and we did it many times. What a tremendous pleasure it was for me to be their coach and to be involved in their successes. My thanks to these players and to the Wilson Hall of Fame for recognizing and honoring their extraordinary accomplishments. And I'd put forth two pieces of advice. One, to all players, play to win at all times. And to coaches, be forever optimistic. Thank you.